Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nic and Mike Sebastian with Divine Guidance Institute Modern Day Mystery School, teaching you the ancient way of knowing so you never get blindsided again. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about these crazy wildfires.
Wildfires where? In California?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what is the message? What is the message of these wildfires?
Everybody wonders about fires, and a lot of people get burnt. A lot of people go through massive changes, and it's historic. There's never been anything like this fire that's occurring in California right now. So, I mean, Nick, what does it mean to you? I mean, that this is going on. What are the drawbacks and the nightmares and the benefits, if any, from this fire?
Well, it certainly means cleansing. It certainly means cleansing. And really, you're the fire guru. Michael loves fire like you don't even understand. It's got to be 50 past lives dealing with fire. So let's turn it over to Mike. Why don't you share a little just about the salamanders and things?
When I was growing up, I was what they called a firebug. I loved fire from the time I was 5 years old, and my parents left me alone to play with the fire. They figured, hey, I'm just having fun, and I'll be okay with it. And I learned a lot about fire. I learned about how to listen to it. At the time, I thought I was, I actually heard the fire talking to me. It would speak to me. And I thought it was just me because I was a kid, now looking back. But recently, over the last certainly 20 years, I've talked to a lot of firefighters. And the long-term firefighters, the veterans, they all say the same thing. Oh, yeah, Mike, the fire talks to me. The fire speaks. The fire has something to say.
Like? What did it sound like?
It sounds different to each person.
No, but to you, what did it sound like?
It sounded like an ancient voice. It sounded like wisdom. And more than that, it felt like it had a consciousness, just like being with another human being or being with your dog or your cat.
Okay.
It has a feeling of beingness.
Well, give us a couple examples. What did the fire say?
The fire, basically to me, the fire said harmony. Harmony. It taught me to be in harmony. And there was a feeling that came with it. And it had the feeling of neutrality. It had the feeling of don't like the fire, don't dislike the fire. Basically feel the fire and get in harmony vibrationally with the fire.
Okay.
And when I did that, when I actually did that, I could feel and know the fire and the salamanders. And I used to watch the fire up close, and I'd see little tiny, they look like little seahorses, a half-inch high maybe, little pieces of fire. And they're the salamanders, really the consciousness of the fire itself. Beings.
Yeah, they're actually, they look like little lizards or geckos. They are the salamanders. Mm-hmm. And so you can see the salamanders yourself, and you used to talk to the salamanders when you were young.
Yes.
Okay. And it's taught you to get comfortable with the fire. Is that what you're saying?
To get comfortable with it. And I've, accidentally playing with the fire for so many years, you can imagine, especially as a kid, I've had a few tubes of glue explode and went all over me, and it was on fire. So literally I was completely on fire. I mean, up in flames.
Well, what did you do?
It didn't upset me. I remained neutral, and I would stop, drop, and roll. They teach you that in school.
Wow.
But I knew that intuitively.
Okay.
I just fell to the ground and rolled a few times, and it put the fire right out.
Wow.
I wasn't burnt. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't scorched. I wasn't singed. And I thought I was just, at the time, I thought, wow, I'm lucky.
Interesting.
But it didn't have to do with looking back and being lucky. It had to do with working with the fire and kind of understanding it. Yeah,
okay.
working with the fire.
Working with it. How do you work with the fire, and why should we work with the fire?
Working with the fire is getting in harmony with the fire. And there's an old biblical story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they get thrown into the furnace by the emperor or the pharaoh. And true stories, allegedly. And they stood in there. They didn't get burnt. Eventually, they were released and let go their way because the pharaoh or the emperor was scared to death of them after he saw that. He
Yeah,
thought,
what
"Oh,
happened? The one guy didn't burn. Was that it?
none of them burned. All
None of
three of
them.
them. They all
Okay.
walked out, no burns, and they got in harmony with the fire. And when we're in harmony with it, we literally don't get burned. We don't
Okay.
get singed.
Okay.
And
So then,
that it's a message in terms of what I've learned about fires in general. Like I wondered what's going on in California. A historic fire, nothing like it before. What's the message for the people? And I think you hit it with cleansing.
cleansing for sure.
It's cleansing, clearing, cleaning, kind of, and all those things. The fire does all three because it literally burns things to the ground. Nothing but ashes left. But
look in the camera.
There's benefits to that too. So everybody deals with it in their own way, and it depends on. It's a chance for. I always see it as a chance for a new start with the fire.
Okay.
New start.
Camera.
New start.
Well, I can say, my mother called and she's like, Nicole, what is this? What is it all about? I said, well, Mom, simply, it's cleansing. There's karma involved, and this is one way that we purify. I said, but more importantly than any of the negative aspects, it's about love. It brings us closer to love. Whenever we go through pain, look at the camera, Michael. Whenever we go through pain, we come to a greater place of love. Let's take, for example, a family has cancer, okay? One of the members has cancer, and now the family joins together. Let's say two brothers were never talking. They weren't speaking at all. Now their mother has cancer. All of a sudden, the brothers are talking. It joins people together is what it does. Maybe the mother wasn't accepting any help at all because she's always helped everybody else. Now she's got to accept help. See, so what tragedy does is it opens up the door for love. People get loving, people start giving. That softens the heart is what it does. I always say the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's unfortunate. So the shortcut truly is to be a love ball. If you can be a love ball, you can shortcut a lot of the adversity. But ultimately, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's all in place. Because someone even asked, well, why would God allow this to happen? Why would God allow this to happen? It's not that God's allowing anything to happen. We're all responsible for our own scenarios, and it's about bringing us closer to a place of divine love. That's what the whole game is about. So when we go through tragedies, once again, it softens the heart, So
it's an experience too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all here to experience different things, and perhaps fires are one of them. And they're like Nicole said, it's there's benefits like love, and Mel Gibson was on the other day, and
Nice,
I was
yes.
listening to what he had to
Yeah,
say.
what did he say?
He said, there's a benefit. Really, there was a benefit involved for me. And I thought, oh, yeah, what's this benefit going to be? And he said, it relieved me of my burdens of all my possessions. He said, normally I got to think about them, take care of them, insurance. He said, it rolls. I can give you a dozen different things daily that I got to do to take care of these. He said, I don't have to do that anymore. Why? They're in ashes. They're cinders. And he busted out laughing. And I thought, there's some truth. There's some real truth there.
He had a higher perspective.
Yep.
Attachment. It's about attachment then. And lack of attachment.
Yep.
Non-attachment.
And you can, when you let go of all that. And once again, accidentally, when I was younger, I experienced this and I knew it. And it really always made me feel better and feel lighter. And I always laughed at it. When I moved from different places, place to place, in many cases, I'd get 50-gallon drums and put my belongings in there, many of them.
Right.
Then I'd pour gasoline or another accelerant on them and toss a match on it, and they'd go up in flames, and I'd watch it burn. And it was one way of getting rid of them. But what I didn't expect and what I learned from that fire experience was I felt lighter when they were all gone. like Gibson said, the burden was gone.
The bird,
All those things
all
were
the
no longer,
attachments.
I didn't have to take care of them, didn't have to
Wow.
think about them. They
Huh.
were ashes. So that's a tremendous benefit I got out of it. Yeah.
Tremendous benefit. You know, yeah. Nice, nice, nice. We talked about it's all about the love. What's the message? Well, there's the purification, the burning of karma, cleansing, but it's to bring people closer to love, because you've seen all the people now, the donations are rolling in, all of the government agencies are coming in, people, just neighbors helping each other even. And it's about the love. Like if you just stand back and watch, you can see that is what is going on. And ultimately that is the deal. Now everyone has a personal message too. And this is where divine guidance comes in at its fullest and finest, because you have a relationship with God. Okay. Call it God, call it the universe, call it your higher self. It makes no difference to us, but it is very real, and it is reciprocal. And when you're open to the messages coming in, you'll be given a snapshot, you'll be given a message, clear message. So for each person that's going through this turmoil, we would ask that you ask, what is the message? What is the personal message for me, i.e. you, any of the listeners, any of the people involved in this tragedy? What is the message? What's the greater message that I can take away? We've got the general message: cleansing, karma purification, bringing us closer to love. And that could be the only message for you. But it's something worth pondering. What is the message? And as you take it in, you'll have an image that will present itself. Intuition, people think it's a gut feeling. It is a gut feeling, okay? But what is it? It's an image. An image actually comes in the mind's eye, in your imagination. It comes in super quick. It comes in a flash. And in that image lies your intuitive hunch, lies your answer. It's within that image. So as you ask the question, present the question, see or note what images come in. What else would you say?
It's for me, I've noticed in the media and watching all the follow up to the Palisades fire and the other fires, it's service. I mean, so many people that would have never talked to each other even.
Good
I
point.
mean, actors,
Nice.
A-listers, they're opening their doors. They're inviting people in for supper. Here, have a meal. Let us help you. Here's a place to stay. They've opened old vet clinics that have been shut down, big old buildings, and brought all the animals in,
Yep.
started servicing the animals, helping them get well and to heal. And they're all this service and interaction at a personal and community level would have never happened before. These are people didn't even notice each other, didn't talk to each other, didn't have any connection. Now they're
Wow.
connected, and the service.
Interesting.
Hey, let me help you. Let me be of assistance. I want to. I several A-listers have stepped up and said, let me assist and help in some way. And I've thought that's really a tremendous new fresh start and benefit for everyone to step into that particular area.
That vibration of love, divine love,
It's
which
love.
is the whole reason we're here, to give and receive divine love, and to learn to be co-workers. Co-workers with what? Co-workers with God, co-workers with Holy Spirit, co-workers with the universe, however you want to look at it. It is. And really, that is what the whole thing is about. So again, what's your personal message? Ask the universe, your higher self, and the first image that comes in, the very first image, that's your answer.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see here. You want to sign off?
Yeah,
Is there more?
I think that's it. It's just like I think Nick summarized it well with love. And it's about opening the heart to love and being of service to our uplifting humanity, other people, and making that connection that wasn't there before. So you look at the fire as, oh my God, extremely destructive. Everyone lost everything.
Yeah.
But the benefit is it's a fresh new start. You don't have anything. So now we can go out and kind of enjoy the oneness and communication and bond of love that's always been there, but I hadn't noticed because I had been blocked by so many possessions and distractions. Now it's gone. We start over again. So yeah,
Nice.
love.
Divine love
Hmm.
at Divine Guidance Institute. Hey, hey, hey. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. So just remember, if you want to get a hold of us, just email us. You want to donate? That would be nice. Lovely, actually. Quite helpful in getting the message out to the people. And do-it-yourself books, yes, on the website, divineguidanceinstitute.org. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, had a good one. And next time you see a fire, say hi to the salamanders for me, okay?
Goodbye. I'm not saying that. That's getting deleted.